What's going on, everybody? Welcome and thank you for tuning in for anything and everything rock and roll. Of course, with a little bit of ADD. I'm Zach.
I'm TJ.
And I'm Robin.
And you're listening to Rock Detention.
I don't feel tardy.
Gentlemen, how we doing?
Always good, buddy.
Always
hey,
good.
Boys.
Always good.
Always.
Well, it's true. Man, I'll tell you what, we probably had an influx of subscribers today. I'm not going to tell you why, but if we did, I know why it was.
I really think that's probably one of the greatest dating profiles I've ever seen. Period of it. Like, it's so good. So well done.
I may or may not have started a dating profile. And I put the podcast in there. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So
I think it's great.
And if you're watching this and you found this through the podcast, hello.
Through the podcast?
And I am 6'3". What's that?
You found this through the podcast?
You shut up. Shut up. Anyway, guys, it's Thanksgiving this week. Is everybody staying home and abiding by the rules? What are we doing this week?
Staying home. Me and the the roommates are cooking. So, yeah. They've told me to stay out of the kitchen.
TJ, are you at home as well?
I am.
Righteous.
Yes, sir.
Well, with Thanksgiving this week, I am feeling extra thankful, as I think y'all are, which leads us to what we're talking about this week. TJ, you want to fill everybody in on that?
It might be a little corny and cliche, but we're being thankful for all the bands and musicians. We're like Annie and all of them. We probably won't get through them all, but we're thankful for them.
Because I am thankful for all of them. But anyway, this week we do have a guest on, and TJ, I'm going to let you bring him on because this is one of your friends.
We're also thankful for that, and without further ado, from Hairball, HBK himself.
What a warm welcome. How you doing, guys?
We're doing good.
Always good.
Always good.
Excellent.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Good
It
to
has
see you.
been a while.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Happy to be here. This will be fun.
Where did y'all meet? Did someone just knock on the door?
Oh, no, that was me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I heard a knock. I was going to give Robin a hard time.
I met TJ, I think, at Treasure Island.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it was a show I was playing with a local band, and I don't know if the first time I met you, you were dressed like Captain
I think
Jack
that might have been it.
Sparrow, but
Yep.
I think TJ came up, and it was crazy because he looked just like Jack Sparrow.
It's nuts. Hey, TJ, do you have a picture on your phone? You turn your screen brightness down and maybe put it up to your camera?
I could maybe find that, but
And by maybe, he's got that picture favorited
it's
on his
not
phone.
favorited. I just know what year it was.
And I think that was the first time I met him, and yeah, I don't know.
We've stayed in touch ever since.
Yeah.
Kind of nice to each other, so we still like talking to each other. Let's
What
see, I
a
don't know if
first
it'll work.
impression.
I don't know if it'll work.
Did you Wow.
I know. Look at that.
That is nuts.
I try.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, that is quite the first impression.
I should just
Can
dress
you
like
say
that
a
every day.
line? Let's hear your line.
Why is the rum always gone?
I don't know why. Is that a joke?
No, that's just a line. You said a line.
Oh, shucks. I thought it was a joke. My bad.
Zach, have you seen the movies?
Yes. I've seen the first one and the last one. And
That's
I've seen the
impressive.
5th Harry Potter. I'm bad at seeing things in order.
How about Bill and Ted 3? Anybody?
Anyways,
boys.
moving on with the conversation. What are we talking about?
Well, before we go on,
yeah.
can we talk a little bit about Hairball? And so
Sure.
everyone knows what Hairball is?
Absolutely. Hairball is the bombastic tribute to arena rock. I like to call, if you haven't seen the band, if you don't know much about the band, I like to say that if a Las Vegas review and an 80s rock concert had a baby, it would be Hairball, because it's essentially kind of it's a hard rock version of kind of a Vegas review, only, you know, in a small arena with pyro and huge staging and everything that you would expect to see at.
Y'all do pyro?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Huge walls of video screens and pyro and a gigantic drum riser and everything that you would expect out of an arena rock show. And it's pretty much a 2-hour highlight reel. We have 3 guys that sing, and they all are exceptional, and they all kind of bring their own thing, and they each recreate all of the characters of 70s and 80s rock, from, you know, Queen, Kiss, Guns N' Roses, Motley, Journey, Prince, down to, I mean, the quality of the costumes and everything is insane. I mean, it is spot on.
I cannot wait. I'm a freak for 80s anything, and especially arena rock.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that there was pyro, and you had me at pyro. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Wow.
You would love it, Zach. It's
Well,
a lot
of
of fun.
course. I mean, I too play 80s metal, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I feel the love. I get it. Right on. Well, thank you for explaining that, because that sounds like a lot of fun. And are y'all are based out of Minnesota, but y'all
Yeah.
tour all over that
We
part
travel
of the country?
Yep. And so I've been with the band about 1.5 years, and in that time, I think I've done about 36 states
Wow.
so far. This last summer, we were supposed to go actually up to Alaska for a week and play, which that would have been fun.
Sure.
As well as we were supposed to go back. They have been there previously, and we were supposed to play 3 or 4 shows in and around Mexico City as well. So
Y'all get
Go on.
around.
yeah.
Wow. This is exciting. Well, hopefully music comes back sooner than later, and we will be coming out to see you guys.
Yeah.
Shoot, maybe we'll do a podcast in Minnesota. That'd be fun.
That.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm geeking out over here. I just love the 80s, y'all.
On that note, you did a couple shows here recently, right?
Yeah, we got back out. So we went out. You know, we were off in March when everything kind of shut down. We were actually in Daytona, Florida for a week. And at the end of that week, that was the end of everything. And we were off until I think we got out the last week of July. We went out, and then we played August and September. We did the week in Sturgis, and we played a bunch of outdoor stuff. We played some drive-ins. We did all, you know.
How did you like the drive-in show?
It was weird.
Did you end up liking it, or do you feel that way about the overall experience?
Well, it was just nice to play, so I won't complain, because at that point it was like, we're working.
Sure.
Happy, you know. But it was weird. People kind of out there in their cars,
Sure.
and, you know, blink their lights, or they do this and that, and
Did they honk?
some, yes.
Okay.
And just that extra distance. I mean, there's always kind of the stage and the pit for, you know, security and the barrier and everything. But this was,
Yeah.
this was
Another level.
yeah. But it was just good to play. And
Totally.
then, yeah. And so then we were off October, and we got out for a couple weeks in November, and played some indoor stuff, and that was different. Most of them were kind of socially distanced and stuff was spread out in the arenas, and they had people kind of roped off, and you know, it was weird. You could tell people were kind of happy to be there, but we're still kind of unsure, like, are we supposed to do this or not?
Sure.
Can we
Were
have
they allowed
fun?
to stand,
Are we not
or
supposed
did they
have
have to sit down?
I think in all of them they could stand.
Okay.
Yeah, but and so now that was week and a half ago was our last one of those, and then so now we're hanging tight. I think we might do a live stream thing. Somebody brought that up for like New Year's, so I don't know. We'll see.
Right on, man. Well, I'm glad y'all are staying busy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. I played at the beginning of COVID, maybe a month or two into it. I played a drive-in show, an acoustic drive-in show, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was neat. Everyone was in their car and they would honk instead of clap, which I don't know. There was something endearing about it. But now anytime I get honked at when I'm driving, I'm just like, oh, thanks. It's kind of built in that it's a good thing. But anyway, all right. It was my comedy's not that great. Sorry. All right, on to the next person.
You're getting there. We'll help you.
Working on it.
Oh man.
All right, who's gonna start this off?
I think Robin should. He's been
All
quiet.
right.
Okay. So if you're just now tuning into the podcast and you got in here a little late, we are talking about artists, bands, people in our musical lives that we're thankful for. We know, a little cheesy, but it fits. It fits the holiday. It's that time of year. And I have to start off with someone who actually called me right before the show. And I already knew I was going to include him, but since he called, I'm going to go ahead and just put him first. There's a gentleman by the name of John Fannin. I used to work at Straight Music with him, and he sold me that guitar, which was his. And it's my favorite guitar. It's his favorite guitar. But he was always he always really encouraged me to keep playing, because I'm a drummer primarily. And so I'd been playing bass, but I didn't really consider myself a bass player. And so I had just started picking up like electric guitar and started to do that kind of thing. And when I was starting to work at Straight, and so he sold me that guitar, and I kind of haven't looked back, and he persuaded me to keep going after it. So I'm very thankful for that.
Well, I'm glad you kept on going, and I will vouch that is a phenomenal guitar. Every time I'm with Robin, I have to pick that thing up. So I will verify that for you, brother.
I'll have to post the song. One of my songs, he plays in the demo version of it. I wanted the band to be able to actually hear the whole thing, so I cut like a rough demo of it, and you play the solo in it.
Oh gosh,
it's really
good. No,
it's really good. It's a really good. The worst thing on it is my vocals. Your solo is actually really good, because even when I played it for my parents, they were like, "Who's doing the solo? Did you do that?" And I was like, "No, that's Zach."
Well, bless you. That's very kind of you.
So, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that solo.
Well, thank you. I'm thankful for you. All right, this is gonna turn into a thankful fest.
Well, that's the idea, but you guys missed a golden opportunity there. I mean, we're thankful for Hairball.
You're damn right we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm thankful for Hairball.
That should have been the first one out of anyone's mouth.
Well, I was thinking that was going to be on your list.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I should have gone.
So
first.
I guess you're going next, TJ.
Hairball. Thankful for Hairball.
What does Hairball mean to you, TJ?
I love the 80s, and they put on the best tribute show. There is another band I've seen that's close. Like, not close, but out in Vegas, Spandex Nation. But other than that, Hairball is miles ahead of anybody with outfit changes.
Shout out to Peter. I know the Spandex guys. They're sweethearts.
And now I've got a good friend playing for him, so it's even more meaningful.
Oh.
Don't make fun of my thumb. All right, Mr. Brian. What are you thankful for musically?
Oh God, so many things. So I guess I'll start at the beginning, and I'll say Kiss. because that was one of the first things where I was, at a very young age. I think I was about 5 when I first saw them. And, at that age, they just looked like these comic book superheroes. And they played me, rock and roll. And I got turned on to them by my uncle, who was in high school at the time. And he gave my brother and I a copy of Kiss Alive 2. And man, you open that double album up, and the opening is the full stage with the drum riser all the way up, and the cats on the drum riser, and they're on the risers on the side, and everything's exploding all at once. And that was it.
It's so interesting to me to listen to how many people started playing rock and roll because of Kiss. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm a fan. I've never dug like deep into their catalog, but yeah, that Alive 2 album is something else. And I think Gene Simmons even said it. It's like they couldn't sell records before they released the live albums. Once they started releasing the live albums, it just took them to a whole nother level. But it's one of those, like, it's just, I keep hearing it. I keep hearing people recently that are just like, oh man, it's because of Kiss. Like,
it was a different time because you didn't have this access, on my phone where I can go look up any concert, or even photos or anything like that. Like, I mean, you got that album, and man, I opened that thing up, and I looked at that thing like that was like a piece of art. That was like a poster and an album and everything kind of all in one. And, they were just larger than life. And that, their image and everything really, you kind of got it before them with Alice Cooper and a few other of the more kind of theatrical rock bands, but they kind of took that whole thing to a whole other level.
I mean, the makeup and everything. I remember being very
at the right age where, man, that was just, again, they looked like these, they looked like Superman crossed with a rock star, and it was like, oh my God, that's the greatest thing in the whole world.
I remember being really scared of Gene Simmons when I was like 5 and 6. When I first saw a picture of him, I was just like, ah. So, that's my story.
Yep. So,
all right, Robin.
So I guess I will start with them because that's,
Absolutely. That is great to start with. Sweet. Zach. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take it old school, and I guess I misinterpreted the question, because I took it not just bands but like people that we're thankful for, to why we are where we are now. So I'm taking it OG, and I'm gonna start with Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad, thank you. I'm grateful for the both of y'all for making me get into music, for allowing me to get into music. I originally wanted, and making me. Well, see, I wanted to be a drummer, and my mom said
that's music too.
My mom said no. She said you're gonna learn how to play guitar, and I'm so glad she did, because
me too.
It's taken me. Oh, bless you. It's taken me all over the world, and it's been an absolute blessing. So, and I'm also gonna I'm gonna group my grandfather in there as well, Grandpa Ray. Because growing up in the music stores, it was just being in that environment was huge to getting where I'm at now. So rest in peace, Grandpa, and thank you for all you did as well. Boom. That is
done.
First thing I'd like to say. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Oh man, this is gonna be an interesting episode to kind of just think about all of. Because yeah, Zach, I took the question the same way that you did. So I started thinking about kind of the walk of music that I've had. And both my parents are musicians, phenomenal musicians at that. And so I grew up around this very odd, eclectic scene of music. So yeah, it's maybe that'll be my next one. It's not so much a person, but just that thing, that growing up in this weird bubble of Austin music, because yeah, it's shaped who I am as a musician and the music I love, because it's just so odd. Everybody, like, we have musicians from all walks of life that have said, I mean, at one point we had Robert Plant and Patti Smith here in Austin, and then, you know, we've got Bob Schneider, we've got all these people. So growing up around that music scene and seeing just all this different music, I'm down. That'll be my next one. I'll be thankful for that, the Austin music scene.
I'll agree to that. It's definitely, at least it was. I feel like it's changed a lot.
It's changed a lot. I think it's still, there's still a lot of really great art being, like, music really being made here. Is it what it was in the 90s, early 2000s, even into the 2010s? Maybe it's definitely different. I don't think it is what it was, but I also don't want to say that in a negative way. I don't think it's not what it was, but I think it's growing into hopefully something that's going to be a lot better, because we're starting to become very musician centric and really focusing on it and helping our musicians and all this stuff. So
absolutely, and I hope it does. I hope it does surpass it, because isn't that what we're supposed to do? Yeah. You know, we're supposed to take things to another level, right? The next generation, and then the generation after us. Like
Hairball took their show to, you know, they turned their show to 11. They turned their show to 11, and it's like, you know.
Thank you, Spinal Tap. DJ.
Heyo, I'm gonna sound like a broken record at this point, but I can't deny him. Very thankful for a band called White Lion.
I thought you were gonna say Mom and Dad. Like,
that one's been taken already.
Listen, we're all grateful for our parents. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for making us. White Lion. That's why I started playing guitar. That's why I started. I didn't like really pursue it, but I started playing it. Started going to more and more shows and growing my hair out long and not being afraid, and here we are.
You know, if you really liked White Lion, you would get a tattoo of them.
I'm not showing the tattoo again. Am I showing the tattoo again?
Yep.
Yeah, you're showing the tattoo again.
How grateful are you for White Lion?
That
yeah. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know you had that. Yeah, I did.
We all did.
Good plug. Good plug.
He showed it last episode.
I'll show a different tattoo next time.
I'm gonna find a way to bring that tattoo up every single episode. Anyway, Mr. Brian.
Well, if Kiss started it, the band that absolutely solidified it was, because I kind of thought of bands. So,
Fine.
Has to be Led Zeppelin.
All right.
I remember my brother had a sleepover with his friends, and they got a copy of The Song Remains the Same. And it's funny because my dad was like, don't go watch that. That's your older brother and his friends. And I'm like, okay, fine. So the next morning when they were having breakfast or whatever, I snuck downstairs and flipped it on. I have no idea why, because watching it, it's a concert film. So, but,
sure.
Man, that was, after watching that, then it was locked in. Yep, that's what I want to do.
But now you know your parents are going to know you snuck down and watched it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they're probably watching this. Just saying.
But right. The end of the movie where they play a whole lot of love, and Robert Plant hits the long scream at the end, and it's still, every time I hear that version, oh man, the fur just stands up. Everything is ugh. I still get legitimate like chills every time I hear that part in that movie, because that was where I was like, yeah, I want to do that.
Amen. Dude, that's amazing. I have yet to see that film, but I need to get on that because Robert Plant is
Oh,
there's what who just to me? Was that you, TJ?
no, that was me.
Ah.
Oh,
You almost get your you almost
Yeah.
get your yeah, you got to watch that movie.
TJ, have you seen this movie?
Absolutely. I was gonna say, how many?
Robin, have you
just-
seen this
just
movie?
Every
Yeah.
week, it's more and more movies added to your list. Just stop the podcast right now. Go
Okay.
watch it.
I haven't seen it. Sorry. Gar, Steve.
We can carry this
Anyway.
episode without you. We're good.
Go watch it.
Okay. Where do I hit end? Gar.
Uh,
Well, and it isn't really even them at their best per se, but it's just for the longest time it was the only live Led Zeppelin that there really was outside of any bootleg albums. I mean, it was the only live video of them that you could find,
mhm.
For probably 20 years. That was it. So that was kind of the holy grail. That's all you had. And,
Right on. Well, I you know what? I think I've seen parts of it because one of my old roommates in Las Vegas, he was a huge Led Zeppelin fan, and he was always watching concert footage. So I'm sure I've seen parts of this film. So
Yeah.
don't hate on me too much, you freaks.
Well, and it's one of those things where, like, if you see a live video, like if you're just scrolling through YouTube or something, and you see a live video of Led Zeppelin, or someone on Facebook posted it, chances are that it's from that. But there are other videos, but that video is chances are what you're watching, if someone posted on Facebook, is probably from that concert.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Robin. See, Robin knows how to nicely tell me when I haven't done something right. Thank you, sir.
Bro,
Very
you just called
kind.
us freaks, though. That's not very nice.
What's that?
You just called us freaks. That's not
Who
very-
did?
You did.
Did I?
Yeah. Rewind the tape.
I say it with love. All right.
That's it with love.
Well,
Yeah, you're up.
cool. Well, I'm
Steven.
gonna. That's my father. Anyway, dude, I'm gonna give a shout out to one of my earlier bands, Drum Jam, that I was in, which Robin also played with me.
The last incarnation of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the reason that I want to pay a little homage to them is because, believe it or not, I used to be pretty bashful, especially on stage.
What? You?
Eh, A little bit, and joining Drum Jam helped me break out of my shell a little bit, and for that I'm grateful because I think stage presence is huge, for a band because anyone can play the notes, but can you play the notes and look bitchin' while doing it? That's my theory. I think looking badass is really important too. So anyway. Can I have a hell yeah or something,
I mean,
Brian?
hell
Do you
yeah.
agree?
Hell yeah.
I mean, yeah. If you
Oh, yeah.
if you can't play that well, yeah, you gotta look good.
Thank you. That's why I have long hair.
Okay.
If I knew how to play the guitar, I'd cut my hair off. Shucks. On to you, Robin.
Okay, that playful insult didn't really work, but okay. Didn't get the reaction.
Because I know how to serve it right back.
Oh,
Right in the
man.
kitchen.
Okay, so the next guy that I have to bring up is a gentleman by the name of Dr. James Polk. And he, while I had played jazz years before that, it wasn't until I started playing with him on a regular basis that
Is he an Austin cat?
well, he is now.
Okay.
And he was back then, but he spent a long time in LA as well. He was he has played, his list of like accomplishments is massive. And the biggest, or one of the biggest ones for him would be that he was Ray Charles' music director and keyboard player for 10 years. And he's got insane stories of working for Ray. But he took my understanding of jazz and how to like, and not just jazz, but like music just in general, how to really play it in a way that's not, you're not just sitting there playing the, I'm not just playing the ride cymbal. You're playing the drums, like you're a part of it. And so he took my music career to a whole another level, my playing on that one. So I gotta give a shout out to that guy. So,
dude, your right hand is strong.
Yeah. So's my left.
Anyway.
So's my left foot.
That's great. No, I think it's like you just did this for a really long time, so I just thought I'd do it with you. Anyway, well, when can I see this guy play? Is he a regular anywhere in Austin?
I'll have to look into that. I know that since COVID and all of this, I don't think he's played too much because he is older, so he's
Is he a drummer?
No, he's a keys player.
Oh, well then why were you?
Because he taught me, because I played drums with him. So he
played keys.
Yeah, yeah. I'm playing keys with the drumsticks. All I can do is chopsticks though. Yeah, no, I was playing drums with him. Bad joke. I know. It's great. It's a great joke. I don't care what you say.
That was not your best material. Love you.
Anyways.
Cool, man. Well, yeah. I look forward to hearing them. And guys, I gotta talk Robin up real quick. Look, we're mean to each other on this show because we absolutely love each other. If we weren't mean to each other, I'd be concerned. I probably wouldn't do this. We crap on each other because we love each other. And Robin is a phenomenal drummer. So when I'm making fun of his ride hand, RIDE, that's the ride cymbal on the right-hand side. Ding.
For right-handed people, it's on the right-hand side. Yes.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, phenomenal jazz drummer, Robin. I've seen you play. Last time I was at the Parker Jazz Club, they called him up on stage because Robin's a big deal here in Austin. Like, anytime I go to a jazz club with him, everyone comes up and has to talk to Robin. And I'm like, damn, dude, I didn't know I was with a rock star.
There's
jazz star. I don't know. What do y'all call yourself?
I just know people. I don't even consider myself a jazz drummer. I just play the drums, and jazz is sometimes a genre that I play.
All right, Humble Pie, shush. All right, TJ, what's up?
I don't know. I got a big list, but I'm gonna go with Poison.
Dude, why do so many people hate on Poison?
I don't know.
It's like
man.
Nickelback. They are the Nickelback of the '80s. I love Poison.
Absolutely. Well, they had all the girls at the shows, and Cece's a phenomenal guitar player.
Yes. I don't know
awesome.
Why my voice cracked.
And so I think high school I really got into them. Like that was my 80s hair metal. Like so I started riding the wave with like White Lion and stuff, and then I'd like play Poison for people, and they'd be like, "This sucks." And then Rock of Love comes out, and everybody loves Poison all of a sudden.
I gotcha. Do you want to show us your Poison tattoo right quick?
I don't have a Poison tattoo.
Okay.
All right, now I found the end button. We'll see, guys.
Hey, I'm curious to know, Brian. What is your thoughts on like some of the bands that are typically hated, like Poison? Are you a Poison fan?
I liked them in the day. We actually last week it popped up in my memories. A year ago last week, we actually played a show in San Francisco, and sometimes we get really lucky where we get to go do shows, and like this one. Lita Ford, Sebastian Bach, and Bret Michaels came and played. And so when we did those characters with the band, the real people got up and played with us.
That
so
is
Bret came
awesome.
Up, and so Bret came up and did the Poison set with us. And it was great. He was a super nice guy. I mean, you talk about a guy who's a pro. I mean, worked the room. I've never seen anybody work a meet and greet quite like him. He made sure everybody felt like they were the reason he was there. And I
love that.
Man, he worked the room like nobody. And he did great. I mean, people went bananas when he came out on stage.
Sure.
Sebastian was fun when we played Lita. Our guy Joe, who does Ozzy, came out as Ozzy. So our Ozzy and Lita did Close Your Eyes. And it was a great show. But to get back around your actual question, I mean, every era excuse me, every era has its, groups that, that everybody loves to hate on.
Sure.
And we all have our guilty pleasures of,
Sure.
who we like that we shouldn't like because they weren't cool, or,
Yeah.
only the girls like them, or blah, 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 whatever. I mean, hey, any of us would love to have had the success that Poison had.
Totally.
And sold all the records and sold all of the tickets, and then ended up on, reality shows and,
Sure.
and did this, and he's still out touring all the time. And so you can claim that you hate him all you want, but
Sure.
He's gonna go home every evening and count his money, and he's probably
Exactly.
just fine. He probably sleeps pretty well at night, even though you hate him or your friend hates him. And
Oh, I love him. No, no,
but
no.
you know what I'm
No,
saying.
absolutely. So
He
I saw
probably doesn't care.
Poison.
He's probably just fine.
Of course. I've got to say, I saw Poison a couple years ago in Las Vegas. He still has it, as you said. Like, he owns the stage. The band was tight. They sounded great. CC's playing his ass off. I've got to hand it to him, man. They are still smoking it, and I am really excited to say that. And they're playing big venues. I saw them at the Joint at the Hard Rock in Las Vegas. So it makes me happy to still see these 80s rock bands killing it.
Yeah, and again, I mean, everybody, again, there's always those bands that for whatever reason people, gravitate to hate them more than, well, these guys were cool enough. We like them, but, these guys, we don't like them for whatever reason. It's like, hey, I think there's room for everybody.
Of course.
And there's something for everybody. I mean, I didn't like every group out of the 80s either, but, it doesn't bother me that whoever else likes them, that you like them. All right, well, that's cool.
Right on. Okay, so if Poison was the 80s, who was the 90s hated band?
Creed.
Creed.
But
Yeah,
that's like tail end of that's like 98, 99.
Smash Mouth.
Okay, what year was Firehouse?
That was like 90, 91.
Okay, so I love. Look at me in the eyes, people. I love Firehouse. And
That's
guys,
good.
if y'all want to be on the show, always welcome. But I have talked. I'm not naming any names, but I've talked to some of my older friends who were alive in the 80s and during that era, and I have yet to find someone who just loves Firehouse. They that's kind of their Nickelback of the 90s. So, what are your thoughts on that, Brian? Did you dig that band?
I liked a number of their songs. I mean, I mean, they were fun. They had more than one hit, which is more than I had in that time frame. So, and I've gotten to play on bills with them probably a half a dozen times over the years. They're super nice. They're all really nice guys. They've never been anything but, hey, you guys need space on the stage. You need this. You want that. You want to borrow this. I lent there. I actually ended up letting, we were doing some fly-in dates, or they were in the Midwest, and we played a few shows with them. And I ended up letting their bass player actually use my rig because the backline rig that was provided for them, and if for anyone who doesn't know what that means. So sometimes a band will just they aren't necessarily on tour, but they will fly in to do a show, and so they don't have all of their stuff, so they'll pay a local company to bring them, like their amps and stuff, and then they'll only fly with this, and they'll somebody will provide them an amp at the show, and the ones that they were getting, he wasn't happy with, and I actually ended up letting him use my rig, and so
It's a rock brotherhood, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so they were all super nice guys.
I love it.
And they had, I mean, they wrote some great, very poppy, very pop hard rock songs.
Dude, All She Wrote is one of my favorite songs. In fact,
That's a
a couple
great
of podcasts ago, we had someone write in a question. They said, all right, you're about to drive off a cliff in 3 minutes. What is the last song you listened to? I was like, All She Wrote, of course. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Bye Bye Baby Bye Bye. It's just perfect lyrics. Okay.
That music video too, I believe. I don't know if it was shot for that exact reason, but Red Rocks is the venue throughout the music video.
Oh, yep.
I did not know that. It's my dream to go there and play there. One of my dreams.
It's gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, back on track.
Oh
no, say what you're gonna say. Sorry.
I won't lie. I have actually made a decent chunk of money over the years having to play Love of a Lifetime at I don't know how many weddings over the years. So I like Firehouse. They've earned me a lot of money. So
hey, that's a good reason. and I'll tell you what, I would love to be at those weddings because anybody who dances to Love of a Lifetime, they're rockers at heart. So those sound like awesome weddings.
Anyway, Zach, is that going to be your first dance?
I don't know, but I wonder if I should walk down the aisle to All She Wrote. Wait, I guess I don't walk down the aisle.
I was about to say, I don't think grooms walk down the aisle, but hey, you could change it up, Zach.
You do whatever you want to do.
Do your own thing, man.
There's no judgment.
I kind of want the lady walking down to Foxy. I think that would be.
Only if she does that.
Yeah.
And then keeps going.
Dude, if I could find a chick who will do that, that would be awesome.
That's when you know she's the one.
Yeah.
DM me, ladies. Drop into those DMs. Anyway. All right, sir. Back onto the thankful train. Who are you thankful for next?
Me, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You guys make me feel all cheesy because, I didn't thank my parents or my music teachers over the years, and I've had some phenomenal ones, but I'm going to stick with my list because I thought we were doing bands. So, but I will stick to it, and it looks like you have a first generation one there behind you, Zach. So I'm going to go with Van Halen because it looks like you have an early 5150 head there behind.
Well, it's a 5153, but it is one of the first generations.
Okay.
So whenever they started making those, was it 2000? Whatever the first year is that they started making the 5153, that is what that one is.
Nice.
And I last year I toyed with the idea of selling it, but I plugged it in today and I'm like, nope, never happening. If it says EVH on it, there's a reason for it because it's badass and it sounds incredible. So it ain't going nowhere. But I take it you were going to say Van Halen?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's anybody I've listened to any more over the years than Van Halen. And I like all eras. And I was last month was sad, and however not super surprising. I mean, only because I think it was earlier this year there was some photos of Ed posted that did not look good, so I was not super surprised, that it happened, but they were huge. I mean, they really set, that first album in 78, I think it was that really set the tone for all of 80s rock. I mean, if you love 80s rock, there's nobody who kind of set the template up for, you need a kick-ass drummer, you need a great bass player, for that great rhythm section, you need a phenomenal guitar player, and you need, the front man, and there you go. I mean, there was your 80s hard
Formula.
rock. It was right there.
We had an episode dedicated solely to Eddie on the day that he passed, and I remember saying that you probably cannot list a guitar player that Eddie wasn't a hero of. If you asked any of our favorite guitar players, every single one of them are going to mention Eddie Van Halen, and that's pretty special.
Yeah.
So
he changed how the instrument was played.
Sure.
And that's only happened a few times over the life of the guitars, especially in popular music and in rock music. And
I couldn't agree more with you, and I'm gonna go ahead and cross it off my list because it was on mine as well. So, what was it on yours too?
This is the next one I was gonna say, but I got
okay.
Well, on down. Well, I was
Robin,
I was gonna
on
lump
my list too.
I was gonna lump two together for a reason.
Who do you lump Van Halen with?
Well, there's a reason I was gonna do it, because I discovered, or I was shown, Bon Jovi and Van Halen in the same night. And it changed everything for me. Like, it was like me. I grew up, like, both my parents are musicians, so I grew up around it. But the night that my mom sat me down and was like, "This is Van Halen, and this is Bon Jovi," and it was just like,
Sure.
yeah. So
That's awesome, dude. You're awesome, Miss Mordecai. Hi.
Do you recall what albums, Robin?
Oh,
1985?
absolutely.
Was it the 1985 album?
1985.
Yeah, it was that. Here's two Freebirds for you, by the way.
One of my favorite Leonard Skinner songs.
Nah. I get why people love it, but yeah, no, it was she showed me OU812 first, and then she sat me down and played me Bon Jovi's New Jersey, and so to start with Lay Your Hands on Me, it is just like
right.
My like 9-year-old self was just I didn't know how to process it. I had to keep going back up, and it was vinyl. Both of these were vinyl, so it's like she had to show me how to, like, she's like, okay, I know now that I've shown you this, you're gonna want to do this. So here's how to pull a vinyl out of the sleeve and set it correctly. Don't push on the needle, all those things. And so yeah, I think I dug. At first, I gravitated more to Bon Jovi. For whatever reason, and so I think I played that album like 100 times.
Wow.
I would constantly go up and listen to it, and then as I got older and started really learning the drums, my
Why are you laughing? Do we have a comment?
I'll get to it in a second.
Read the Robin.
No, we'll get to it in a second. So, but yeah, as I got older, my drum teacher was actually the one to kind of point out that, hey, if you're really into rock drumming, you need to listen to Alex Van Halen. You really need to hone in on what he's doing, because yeah, it's like Alex is playing. It's just it's kind of one of those that, like when you listen to like Hot for Teacher and stuff like that, my eye kind of twitches. I'm just like, how does he do that? So, yeah, but I was going to lump both those bands together because I discovered them on the same night, or I was shown them on the same night. And they're still two of my all-time favorite bands. So.
Did you know what would have made that story even better?
What?
I don't know why my head went here. But if you would have been like, my hot babysitter showed me these two bands, how cool would that have been?
Well,
I don't know. That's just where my head went.
I don't even
love your mom.
Hi,
Miss Mordecai.
I don't even remember who my babysitters were at like 8 and 9 years old, because I think once I hit like 10 or 11, I stopped having babysitters.
that's surprising.
You grew up quick, Robin.
Yeah.
He's an early bloomer, folks.
Like, so yeah.
Right on. Well, I think we just skipped me kind of. So I'm gonna rewind a little bit. Is that right?
That's all right. Yeah, go for it.
Because I asked you a question about Bon Jovi.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah, you asked me who would you lump with Van Halen. That's who I would lump with Van Halen.
Hey, and
So-
that is very understandable. You had a legit answer, and I approve.
Cool.
Well played, sir. Okay, let's move on. All right, I'm gonna start first. Okay, let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and say Al Pitrelli, from Trans-Siberian Orchestra, Megadeth. I think he played with Celine Dion at one point.
What was the band before? What was the band before Trans-Siberian?
Oh Lord,
Sabotage?
Megadeth.
No, no.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, that's who I was. Yeah.
I don't know if
I don't
Petrelli
think he
played
was
in Sabotage.
I don't think he was in Sabotage. That was Chris Caffrey.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Right on.
Because I knew that they were. Because I thought I knew that they were connected in a way.
Will you Google it real quick?
Yeah.
I don't want to look like a dang dear liar on
He
here.
might have played on like the last time. I forget. What's funny that you say Al Petrelli though is I found an Al Petrelli pic from one of the shows the other day.
Righteous. That's awesome, man. Well, for those of you watching,
Yes, he played with Sabotage.
Okay.
So.
For like one of the last albums, yeah.
Well, I hope he's not watching this then.
played with-
I apologize for not knowing that.
Cross Al
But
Petrelli off the list of not being on the show.
but no, he's one of my heroes. He's one of my favorite guitar players. He taught me. He was kind of my Mr. Miyagi. And I learned a lot about all aspects of guitar with him, but especially like rhythm. I realized how important rhythm was working with him, and for that I am forever grateful. Thank you so much, Al, and thank you for giving me a shot. So, thank you, Mr. Robin.
I did mine. We'll reverse back. So.
TJ.
Yeah.
Heyo. Man, I can't not include Guns N' Roses in there. Like, Sweet Child of Mine is my favorite song of all time. And it might have to do with the fact that my mom was carrying me when it blew up big time. I mean, it came out in like 87, but it was like I think it hit number 1 in 89. So.
What?
Okay, sorry.
All good. Well, that's mine. I'm thankful for them.
Had
I
to
love
do
Guns
it.
N' Roses. And as I got older, I used to listen to 1, 6, and 9 were the tracks I'd listen to. Because it was Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, and Sweet Child of Mine. Then I got older and I was like, this whole album's awesome.
That whole record is great.
I can't tell you how many albums when I was younger I did that with, and then to go back later and
it's
listen to it, it's like, what kind of idiot was I for not listening to any of these?
Like, and I started doing it, I think, around high school or so. Like, I just started listening to albums all the way through. And, like, do it more than once. Because sometimes you'd be like, But then the next time through, you're like, well, that song I just skipped was actually, like, my favorite song on the entire album.
I guess I got lucky because I kind of grew up, I mean, we started with vinyl for a long time. But then, through, like, junior high school was really the cassette era. So you couldn't help but get through. Like, even if I liked the first song and the fourth song, at some point, if I had to fast forward through, I was going to land on 2 and 3. So I was going to hear those songs. You couldn't just skip. Right? And so I ended up having to listen to a lot more of albums than I otherwise would have if I could have went, well, no, I want to go to 6.
Sure.
Boom.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but on some of the newer cassette players, they sense the space, and you can hit next.
I think some of the very last
Okay.
high-end one, but I didn't have that much money, so I had,
Right on. I was just curious because I was like, wait, I thought you could hit next on a tape player. Right on. Okay, just curious.
I do. I'm reminiscing now. I just missed the good old days of getting the big, thick CD player you'd carry around, headphones.
Oh,
That was like epic for road trips. Like before, it was like just Game Boy. Then you could listen to music.
I was the kid. I was the kid in middle school that had a cassette player while everybody else had a CD player. Because I would actually make my own mixtapes. My mom showed me how to do that on her like tape deck. So I would actually make my own mixtapes. So I had a cassette player.
Did you ever make a mixtape for a girl?
No, I've made mixed CDs, never a mixtape though. Because by the time I was starting to flirt with girls, yeah, we'd all switch to CDs. So that was in high school and whatnot. But yeah, of course, if you didn't make if you lived through, if you were in high school from like 2000 to 2008 and you didn't make a mix CD for someone, did you really date
like them?
Yeah, did you really like them?
I made one. I did do one.
Yeah,
I guess
but that's it. I've only made one.
I just made a bunch for myself. And then my parents, like every Christmas, and then it started getting old because I was like, what do I do with this? It's all on my phone now.
Touche. Touche.
Well, to circle back to TJ's pick, that first Guns album was a complete game changer. I mean, you went from, everything kind of leading up to that was super glammy and super, I don't want to say plastic, but a little plastic. I mean, everything was hot pink, flying XYZ guitars. I mean, everything, and leopard, hot pink leopard print spandex, and
you're talking my language, by the way.
Right. And then all of a sudden you had, denim and leather and Les Pauls and 335s and Fender basses, and it was such a throwback.
Sure.
To the 70s, and it was such a precursor, and I've had arguments over this. I'm gonna throw this out there. That was the first step toward grunge. I mean, they were the first they were the first ones to get kind of back to just like, that's probably what they wore walking into the gig, was what they wore on stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they played, again, they played vintage instruments, and they were the first step toward really losing the glam. I mean, other than the Jungle video, Axl never had hairspray again in anything. Yeah. I mean, he always had on the hat or the bandana. He only had huge hair in the very first one. I mean, that album changed, and their image and everything. I mean, they turned everything a little bit.
Yeah.
Sure. What album? I missed the album. Are you talking about Appetite?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh, one of the greats of all time. And then speaking of hairspray, do you when you're with Hairball, do you hairspray?
I do have to a little bit, because otherwise I whip my head around so much that I'll have hair here all night long if I don't do something to,
Right on. And do y'all do like characters, or do y'all just get up there and play the tunes?
So I'm in the band, and the three of us are out the whole show. And so we just kind of dress, like rock.
Right on.
Guys do.
Like TJ.
Yeah, sort of. And so as each of the singers comes out, they come out in complete character, costume, down to every detail of whoever it is. I mean, they spend thousands on wigs and costumes and clothes, and
Right on.
Yeah.
Got to go big. I mean, this sounds like something right out of Vegas. I lived in Vegas for a while, and everything is big. Production, costumes. You have to be.
Yep. It is.
So it's like y'all brought Vegas to Minnesota and that side of the world, but y'all tour everywhere. I am
Right.
really excited to see this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
right
second
on.
that.
Well, thank you, TJ, Mr. Brian. Thankfulness.
Thankfulness. Well, TJ thanked Hairball, but I will thank Hairball as well because I had talked to them over the years, and I've known a lot of the guys over the years here and there. But when the opportunity arose, I will absolutely be thankful that they gave me the opportunity, to come in and audition for the gig. And when they could have hired any number of guys, that they actually hired me. So I will be thankful
Oh man, that's awesome.
for that, because to get to do it, to get to go travel around, and even in the year and a half that I have been in the band, we've been everywhere from California to Maryland to the Gulf Coast. I mean, we've been, and everywhere in between. And to get to go do it, and to get to go, I mean, to get to do that at that level is an amazing thing.
Totally,
And it's
man.
what every little kid who plays in their friend's garage or whatever, I mean, that's what you dream about, is to get to go into an arena and play a huge rock show.
Dude, I'm super excited for you, man. That's amazing. And I can't wait to see y'all. And we will, as soon as things get back to somewhat of a normal, we will fly and we will come and see y'all.
Absolutely.
And wow, man, I miss music so bad. I miss playing. I miss going to shows. I miss camaraderie. I miss high-fiving my friends. Thanks, Robin.
Yeah.
Thanks. That was weird. Kind of liked it. Right on. Well, let's move on with thankfulness. Next, I got to give a shout out to Joel Hoekstra. I met him when I was working with the TSO camp, and he has just been such a great mentor to me, and he's actually the one who got me into the Rock of Ages camp. And for that I am forever grateful. So thank you so much, Joel. It's Rock of Ages changed my life forever. It's dear to my heart. It will always be my favorite show. And yeah, so thank you, Mr. Joel. Robin.
Me. All right. So I have to thank this lady because I've been playing with her for 7 years, and she gave me a chance. She gave me a shot right after I got home from LA, and I've.
What was the shot of?
Whiskey, strong whiskey. No, but I have to be thankful for Pauline Reese, because I've played with her for 7 years now, and she's become family to me. And she's a phenomenal singer, and has allowed me to not only become a better drummer, but then to be able to switch from drums to bass, and allow me to basically work out all the kinks of being a bass player, and make all the wrong notes on stage, and do all of this stuff. And so yeah, I have to be thankful for her, because she's a sweetheart and a phenomenal musician. Who doesn't get enough credit. So, yeah.
Right on, man. Well, I look forward to seeing you with her as well. I've yet to see y'all play, so hopefully when things get back to normal, I want to come see us.
When they do. When they do get back to normal, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
hey,
when they do,
is
period.
my fan? Do y'all hear my fan?
No.
Well, I mean, we're all talking, so yeah, I guess we're your fans, so I keep hearing them.
Okay, yeah, not
my best material there.
DJ.
Well, since this has kind of been the year of the darkness as far as music and stuff goes, I'm gonna go with a band called The Darkness, and It's been great listening to them and their new album that came out last year. I played that all the way through, and it's great. I love all their stuff. I mean, everyone knows I believe in a thing called love, but they've got so
I'm
many
singing
other
it in my
songs.
head right now. I haven't heard a word you said. I'm just like,
That's like the only, and that's also like the only karaoke song I'll ever do. So that's
dude,
I'm thankful for that. I can't sing it very well, but I try.
bruh, that is my jam. Anywhere I go, I'm like, y'all got a thing called love? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, let's do this. And I always, I always go up timid. I'm like, what's this
And
song?
it's also the only karaoke song I've done in 2 different countries.
Ooh.
Keep talking. What country?
Go on.
Mexico.
Ah,
Oh.
Dude,
And the United States too. Yeah.
I love Mexico, man. I played there twice with the Michael Jackson show, and beautiful scenery. The people there are super awesome. But man, I get sick as a dang dog every time I go, man.
I do not.
That's
Not
Well,
gonna
that's awesome. I mean, I probably shouldn't drink the ice, but
There's the start.
anyway.
And you
All
got to
right.
eat the worm in the tequila, so that's your next problem probably.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
All right, Brian, what you got?
All right, well, you guys are probably gonna give me a lot of shit for this one, but I'm gonna go super sentimental this time, and I'm gonna go for my beautiful partner in life, who is also a musician, and we actually got to do some collaborations in this time that I have been off, and that is Haley, and we were doing a lot of kind of unplugged acoustic things during lockdown. And so if you do follow me on like Facebook, you can see the videos. But she is a tremendous singer in her own right. And I met her a little over a year ago, and it's odd. I figured I'd never even dated anyone musical at all, ever. And so it was really a trip to start dating somebody who, okay, well, have a good gig, go play your show, and it's weird to be on the other, end of it. Like as a musician and growing up and playing, playing clubs and playing shows now for the last 32 years, and always being always on one side of that
Sure.
equation. But she, it's a great partnership. We actually just went in a couple weeks ago and cut kind of an acoustic piano version of Love Walks In from Van Halen.
Great
Robin's
song.
so excited.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite Van Halen songs of all time.
It's a great song.
You
And
should see your face, Robin.
I happened to see a thing from some charity thing that Ed and Sam did, where Ed just played the piano and Sam sang, and they did Right Now and Love Walks In. And I was like, we should do that. And so I had a friend of mine cut the keyboard or the piano line, and we actually just cut the vocals for that. So we're kind of just mixing it and gonna put together a little video, and
Dude,
post.
please send us a link, man. We'd love to hear and see this.
Yeah, and we'd
So,
we'd love to
yeah.
share it.
And
Yeah.
I don't give you any crap. I think that's great that you and,
Oh, yeah.
and your love are musicians, and that you're thankful for each other. No, dude, no crap.
I am, and it is so cool to actually get to sing with somebody that you love and are like, I mean, and again, I've never, it hit me. I was like, God, I've never even dated anybody that sang or did anything or was musical at all. And I was like, God, this is really cool.
Heck yeah, man.
So
Heck yeah. Well, dude, that's awesome, man. Well, I'm going to go ahead and clump some stuff together and just start a quick speed round and we'll start wrapping things up. Um, is that cool with you guys?
sure.
We're right at the 69 mark, so let's
Yeah,
do it.
right on. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Christian Brady, who we had on the show a few weeks back, and Jimmy Olison out in Las Vegas. Those are my Las Vegas brothers. Forever grateful for both of y'all. They definitely helped me out in the Las Vegas music scene. I love you both dearly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then I also have to give. I've already given Rock of Ages a shout out, but again, Rock of Ages, you changed my life. God bless all of yous. Have to give y'all a shout out. And then as far as bands, Stevie Ray Vaughan, probably the first guitar player I ever heard. Was that on your list, Robin?
No, I'm just counting.
Okay.
Because you put, I was like, okay, let's see who he's gonna name here. Okay, so Stevie.
Okay. Well, I'm just the guitarists who influenced me. And there's so many. But and Van Halen was already said, but SRV was definitely number one. We got Paul Gilbert and Zach Wilde. So those are who I will forever be grateful for, who helped shape me into the guitar player I am today, and everyone else on that list as well. So boom, love you all, thank you all. Robin.
Okay, so first and foremost, I know Zach kind of said it blanket for all of us, but I'm going to say it again. I have to thank my parents for putting up with the fact that they raised a drummer and listening to me go through learning to play the drums on a real drum set. You know?
God bless your parents just for putting up with you. Not even the drums, just you.
Just me. And so to kind of walk in their shadow is especially in Austin, to walk in their shadows is an interesting life to live, but you know, it's worth it and humbling at every turn. So I have to thank them. I love them very dearly. The other one I have to thank. I have to thank Doug DeMint. Because he was instrumental. In my early.
That's your best
Your
joke all night.
stand-up comedy is not the greatest.
Hey, you leave my puns alone. But he was my first drum teacher because he was the school percussion teacher when I was in middle school and then further on in high school. But he was also the first one, I came in and I was like, Dream Theater is amazing. And he goes, if you like Dream Theater, this is yes. And he gave me, he's like, you need to go listen to Roundabout. You need to listen to all of the Fragile album and all this whole stuff. So, he shaped me as who I am as a drummer. And then last, but certainly not the least, I'm thankful for y'all and doing this podcast and because this is, man, COVID sucked until we started doing this. And then it's kind of like every Tuesday, it's like, oh, okay, cool. It's get to chat about music with two guys, and now we started doing guests, so 3 guys that love music as much as I do.
Sweet.
So.
That was very sweet. Thank you, Robin. See, folks, there is love. There is love here. Even when we crap on each other, it's love.
Robin's heart grew 2 sizes.
It's not the only thing. Anyway, here we go.
Man, there's so many bands. Unless you're still going, Robin.
No.
I don't know. I don't know how to follow that.
If you want to keep stroking our ego, please keep going.
I'm not stroking anything of yours. TJ.
Man, I don't know. There's so many. I'm not going to get to all of them, but the Rolling Stones are up there. Billy Idol, because I love Steve Stevens and Billy Idol's songs. Rebel Yell. Pink Floyd, actually. That was the first CD I put in my CD player when I got my driver's license. The Wall. Reckless Love from Finland. Great band if you haven't heard of them. The last 10 years. They've brought glam back, kind of. I can't not say Prince. And Motley Crue, because I started teasing my hair like Nikki Sixx for whatever reason, 8 years ago, and then I realized I don't need to do that.
Should.
Oh no!
I think you still should.
That was
one night.
Too much hair.
One
too
night.
much hair product. Too much.
You
hair
do it for
product.
us next week, please.
I am wearing makeup right now, So
You
don't
should tease your hair.
What tease what hair, TJ? What hair am I gonna tease?
He can do it. He can do it. I got Def Leppard up there. Brian Adams, like the Reckless album.
Yes,
like, that's a good album.
Have you ever heard? Have you ever heard the
Yeah.
B-sides to that album? Like, if you go on iTunes right now, there's like a 30th anniversary, and you have it, it's like the first, I think, 9 or 10 songs are the ones that are on Reckless that we all know, and then the rest of them, including a song called Reckless, is like the B-side. And man, even
I've heard that song. Yeah.
Even his B-sides are good. It's like, damn. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I gotta go with Aerosmith. Like, they're just all around great. Just such a catalog. And like a couple years ago, like I literally woke up to Aerosmith music videos like every day. That's how I started my mornings.
Dude, they've been popping up on my Pandora a lot lately. They're fantastic. Like, Minnesota approved, fantastic.
All right, well, let's let our guest.
That was a great accent. That was a great accent.
You could be Minnesotan.
You know, I'm gonna leave it with you guys. I appreciate you guys having me. This is fun. I enjoy getting to, music nerd out and talk about, bands and albums that I love. I will throw this out. I think you guys should do, I think it's July sometime, 2021, that Kiss is going to do their last
tour.
Last show.
The last.
The last one. If that holds up, you should do a Kiss show that week. And if I'm around, I want to be on that show because that would be a gas. Because they claim that this is going to finally be it. And, I mean, if that actually happens, because that's going to be 2021 from 71, that's going to be over 50 years of playing.
Damn.
Pretty amazing to strap. I mean, it's one thing if you're the Stones, right? And you just have on jeans or you have this, that, but you go stand in those heels and those costumes are heavy.
Yeah.
And you can do that at 70-something years old. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, they're still flying around the stages from what I've seen. Like Paul Stanley, like over the crowd and like just a little tiny rope and stand. And
I went. It was the last arena show that I saw. We went and saw them when they were here in St. Paul, February, I think it was. Okay. And David Lee Roth opened up because Haley and I actually went to Vegas in January and saw the opening night of his Vegas show.
At the T-Mobile Arena?
No, it was at the Hard Rock.
Last year?
Yes. Dave had a residency.
Kiss did.
No,
David Lee Roth.
Oh, okay. I was talking about Kiss.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you went and saw Kiss in Las Vegas because I could have sworn they played the T-Mobile.
Yeah. No. Dave, which was phenomenal in that little theater. And he spent probably half the time playing songs and the other half he sat and told stories, which, honest to God, he could have left half of the music out. I just wanted to go hear him speak. Is hilarious. And, I mean, you want to hear stories. I mean, he was. Anyway, I've drifted off here into something else, but I want to say that I'm thankful anyway for you guys having me on. This is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to talk about music, especially this year, right? Because we don't get to go play shows. We don't get to hang out. And, all of the stuff that you do pre-show, backstage, after the shows, that's all kind of part of being a musician. And just you show up and, hey, I heard this new album, or, oh my God, I found this old video, or whatever it is. We just don't get to do a lot of that, this year. So it's fun to get to come on stuff like this and talk about music. And I think it was probably 8-9 years ago. I'm thankful for TJ that it's great. It is amazing the friends that you make in this industry and the people that you meet, because sometimes, I mean, I would have never guessed 8, 9, 10 years ago that, 8, 9 years from now, we're going to be in a pandemic and be locked down. And this young guy here that I just met that looks like Captain Jack Sparrow, yeah, we're going to talk about music and the albums that were really, and all of the bands and the people in the music industry that we're thankful for. I mean, who would have guessed? I would have never. And yet,
I would have guessed, maybe.
Here's and yet here we are. So I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a ton of fun.
As we appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Wow.
And actually, boys, I've known Brian longer than both of you combined. How about that?
Wait a minute. Those are fighting words. I've known you for what, 4 years?
He just said
Roughly.
he just didn't Brian just say that he met you like 10 years, almost 9 or 10 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah. And TJ just met me this year.
So
you okay? Listen,
that was
sir.
quick math. Sorry, I can get a calculator
listen.
out.
Them's not fighting words.
I did miss something that you reminded me of, so thank you. I did want to mention Ozzy Osbourne, huge influence in me. He's the one that got me into rock and roll, was Ozzy. So I don't know how I forgot that. I mentioned Zakk Wylde, but Ozzy was a huge one for me. But it was an absolute pleasure talking with you, Brian, and we are thankful to have you here. And something that you said that I wish I would have said as well is I am grateful and thankful for all the friends that I've made in this journey. Because what the people see is they see the final show, but they don't see the backstage banter, the backstage hanging out, and after the show going to the bar and getting food with the other bands. Like that's what it's all. That's the fun part, Obviously, playing is amazing, and I love that part. But it's also fun hanging with the other bands. So thank you for mentioning that. Because I miss the camaraderie. I guess that we could call it camaraderie. Put it in one word. I miss the camaraderie.
Absolutely.
So anyway, well, Mr. Brian, thank you for being here with us. It was an absolute blast. For everyone listening, thank you for being here. I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. God bless you all. Be safe. TJ?
Thank you guys for watching, as always. Thank you, you three. Love you all. This was great fun. And keep watching. If you haven't seen Hairball, check them out. Hopefully we can get to shows again soon. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Love you all. Robin?
Gentlemen, this was fun. This was and they're always fun, but I didn't expect this one to be as fun, like as fun as I really feel it is. It's like you get to the end of this episode and just hearing all three of y'all talk about everything. Yeah, it just kind of gets you like jazzed for music. Like I'm ready to go listen to all these albums that we've talked about. Like, oh cool, so this inspired Zach. Oh wow, this inspired Brian. This inspired TJ. So TJ, I'll just go listen to the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. We really appreciate all the people who are following us and keeping up with us, and all of our reoccurring guests, all of our reoccurring followers, and everybody who tunes in every week. So we're very thankful for you and all those that have subscribed and you're the reason we can keep doing this. So if you're new, there's a subscribe button and a like button, and you should hit those on on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I'll do the pandering, and so yeah, keep following us. We want to keep doing this, and we want to get bigger and make it better for you. So and yes, because I got asked tonight, gentlemen, in the comments. That's why I giggled in the middle of what I was talking about during Bon Jovi.
I can't believe you just said giggle.
Yep, I giggled. It is not a semi-automatic. It is a fully automatic Nerf gun in the corner over there, the blue one. It's a single-shot sniper rifle, and then the others are all just toys. But
I can't believe you have a girlfriend.
she's probably sitting there going, okay, why am I doing this? What? But anyways,
debating.
she's debating. Oh God. So yeah. But yeah, guys, this was great. I think we're class dismissed. We're done.
Is this thing over?
No, keep going. It's never over that quick.
Is it over now?
Yes. Oh wait, crap! I missed the finish button.